What is up, Blasianeers and Blasianettes? So I am about to do my review on the full season 2 of Into the Badlands. So there will be spoilers in this review. Duh. Now, I gotta say, I thought for sure this show was gonna be canceled when I didn't hear any announcement. Like right after the first season ended, I was like, okay, I'm not hearing anything. That's usually a sign that AMC is probably gonna axe the show. Like they're gonna this show has reached cancellation. And to my surprise, like around the time that this season 2 is about to premiere, AMC does a promo saying into the Badlands, season premiere starting March or April or whatever. And I'm just like, oh, so they really did renew the show. I mean, I did like the first season, but I was afraid that since I didn't hear anything about season 2 like prior to this, that it was gonna be basically done for. But and then when I saw that season 2 is around the corner, I'm like, oh, okay, so cool. I like that gives me some hope. My hope for the show has been restored in a way. And I gotta say, the story is much more solid this time around. And the action is much more fantastic. I mean, the action is just, it is extremely, extremely off the wall. Like, extremely violent. Like, I know it's violence, but I mean, I don't remember the violence being, at this scale in the first season. The violence is pretty brutal, but here, the brutality is skyrocketed in season 2. Like, you got half faces sliced off and heads cut off and limbs getting chopped off in almost in every episode. I'm just like, whoa. It's been a while since I've seen the first season, so I don't remember how much of that has happened in the first season, but here, I think it's happened a lot more than it did in season 1, and then it's a weird. And we pick up with Sonny at a very weird place when the season 2 starts. Like, I'm thinking that he's still gonna be with the River King, but by the time you see him, I guess the River King already dropped him off to somewhere else. To be somebody else's slave. And I'm like, okay, did they mention where the River King was or how that happened? Like, oh no. I'm guessing he just dropped him off and sold them to whoever was holding them at the time season 2 starts, and then I don't know. But I'm guessing we may see him again in season 3 since there is going to be a season 3, so thank God. And I gotta say, it's been a while since I've seen season 1, and I didn't watch it to recap on what's gonna happen. I just said, okay, I'm just gonna start season 2, and it all came back to me. Like when I watched the show, I'm like, oh, okay, that's right. These monks that are kind of like MK did take him away, or the ninjas or whatever. They did take him away from Sunny, and oh yeah, like Sunny did supposedly kill Quinn in season 1, and yeah, so all of it came back to me. And Ryder, went off to the other barons and basically took his soon to be stepmother, and then they're a thing now, and like, oh, okay. And then the widow is kicking ass as always, and I think she is much more badass in this season, and she was in season 1. Season 1 she was a major badass, and now here, it's just a major turn on seeing how badass she is. It is. and it has some pretty good stories there. I don't think there was one episode where I was bored, like, this is a chore, can I just jump to the next one? Every episode had something compelling that really, for me, for me personally, like the experience didn't tone down at all. And to our surprise, Quinn is still alive, and then Beiji, we find out a little bit about his backstory near the end of the season, but leading up to that, you couldn't tell if we could trust him or not. And especially with the widow. I mean, like it was like that with season one with the widow, but here it's like, okay, she wants to do this, she wants to do that, she wants to go over here, she wants to do this, she wants to be allies with Quinn, she wants to be allies with Sonny. I mean, like, I mean, she keeps turning the tables and turning the tables. Like, what is this? I mean, what does this woman want to do? I mean, like, when we first see her in season two, is like she wants to rebel against the, I guess, the Baron Law or whatever, and just basically give freedom to every Clipper and everything like that, and every man and woman and child and so on, and so and then here on, it's like, okay, where is your agenda at? I'm like, what, like, where is your loyalty? Like, what are you trying to do? You know what I mean? and And then Quinn has Sonny's girl and their son, and I can't remember, you know, the woman's name. I keep getting it wrong, but I think it's Vale. You know, in case I'm wrong, I'm just gonna say Sonny's woman. But yeah, so he basically is holding her captive and whatever, and like and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, he does have a tumor. So okay, so there's that. And man, I mean, this season was definitely great. And then we have a rematch between Sonny and those other, you know, like ninjas with the darkness in them, like MK has his. That was a pretty awesome fight too, like where he gets to fight them again, and then he gets pretty close to dying this time, and that was pretty intense. And then this is around the time when MK lost his ability. Like, what happened? Like, was it the mayor thing or whatever? Like, and then like when they were introduced to the master, I'm like, I bet it's that woman. No, and then like oddly enough, yeah, it was her. She was the master. And what else? I mean, and also like it's like both. It's like Sonny, MK, and probably Tilda. Like, you couldn't, you know, they just had trust issues. They didn't know who to trust as they were getting to where they were trying to, you know, get to. And Sonny's trying to get back into the Badlands to get his girl and their son out of there. And then I guess Tilda's basically trying to, you know, help the widow, and to basically, you know, freeing everybody from this, you know, from basically this law or whatever. And there's MK just basically trying to basically you know be trained with how to handle this darkness within himself, and even though it seems like it's gone now. And I forgot that the widow was like that too at one point. And then that's where it leads back to Beiji and his backstory. Like, okay, so he was one of them. Like, I did not see coming. Like, he was one of them too, and holy shit. And then when it gets to the flashback to where he's talking about a woman that he loves, and then we see that flashback, I'm like, wait a minute. That little girl. I bet that little girl is the widow. I mean, the way she moves her body is the same way. She has the same weapons. I mean, like, it's the widow. And oddly, like, put two and two together. I mean, yeah. I mean, I just like, wow. Okay, so he was in love with the widow, even though he met her when she was just a little girl. Like, okay, Beiji. okay. But oddly enough, I mean, yeah, and it's just interesting. And then and then when leading up to Sonny getting back into the Badlands, I like how it builds up, how he doesn't get to Quinn until the season finale. It just feels rewarding when he finally gets there. It's like, yes, get your son and your girl out of there, and it's just like a pretty intense showdown. I mean, like, Quinn is not right in the head. I mean, that tumor's fucking with his head, like, literally. And then he killed Ryder, like, earlier on in the season. I'm like, wow. I mean, I thought he was basically gonna. I mean, like, I wasn't sure if that was his intention to kill him, like, or whatever. Even though he did kill him, even though he's trying to get him to, get Ryder to kill him. But I don't know. I can't figure out what the hell that man was thinking. And but this season was much more solid. It had better story to it. It wasn't wishy-washy like last season was. I mean, in my opinion, and the action is much better. And I mean, like the action in season 1 was great, and that's how great that's how good they're keeping up with the action, and they actually are telling compelling stories along the way, and then when you see certain characters reunite, like Sunny and MK, or let's see, like, or MK and Tilda, it's all pretty awesome, and man, and I mean, like, I felt conflicted with loving the widow, and now I love her even more. And even though she cannot be trusted, I'm kind of lecturing myself for loving her more than I should. So, but hey, I mean, with that all being said, and well, before I give my rating, also, like, Sunny's girl, she sacrifices herself to save Sunny and little Henry, their son. Like, when Quinn has, basically has her, like, has holding the sword at her throat, saying, give Henry back to me, and whatever, and then he's saying you can't have both, or whatever. And then I knew it was coming. I knew she was telling him to leave, go, and then she just jams the sword inside. She impels herself with the sword, and it goes right through Quinn as well. And I'm like, wow, that was heartbreaking. That was really heartbreaking. And during that moment, I was thinking to myself, can you cut Quinn's head off? I mean, like, haven't you learned from season 1? I mean, just cut his head off, or something. I mean, like, even if he is still alive, he's, like, on his last leg right now, because that tumor is not getting any better. But yeah. But that all being said, I say this deserves 4.5 chair spins out of 5. 1, 2. Okay, here we go. 3, 4.5 chair spins. So, and also, like, when Beiji, has the compass, and then he gets to this tower, and I guess it's supposed to get him to where he wants to go. I doubt that's the final destination. I mean, that's probably the main. I think that's where you got to go to really get to where you're going. And I hope he's still alive. I mean, yeah, he was stabbed with with scissors, but I say I would like to believe that he became a fan favorite for the fans. I believe he's your favorite character now. I mean, like, am I right? I mean, like, I wasn't sure if I liked him at first, but as the episodes went on, he grew on me more and more and more and more. I'm like, man, I love this guy. he lightens up the mood every time. And also, like, MK is stuck with the widow, and Tilda goes off with man, who did she leave with? Yeah, like, her and damn, I forgot who she left with. But I was gonna say Waldo, but Waldo's sort of, he let them get away, and now Sonny's with with Henry. It's like, okay, so where does this all lead up to? I mean, shit. I mean, like, and the Master is still out there, so I'm sure she's gonna have something up her sleeve next season, and damn, I mean, like, what does this all mean? I mean, I was a little reluctant to watch this season 2 at first. I'm like, I'll get to it when I get to it. But I figured, since I had a good feeling that I should start it soon than later, and then I binge watched it. 10 seasons, no mid-season breaks. It's like it has the HBO treatment, and like, yeah, I mean, Into the Badlands is, they definitely stepped their game up. They really did, and I'm looking forward to season 3. So share your thoughts. I mean, like, what do you think is going to happen next season? Um, I'm pretty sure that they're going to finally get to where they were talking about going. Like for the past 2 seasons. So I think we're going to get to see that in season 3. I mean, I think they have to. Because we've been gone from that like this long. So I mean, like we're like we never been like this close to 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 where they want to go. So yeah, I mean, like let's get there into season 3. But if you guys enjoyed my review on season 2 of Into the Badlands, make sure you thumb up the video and click subscribe if you're a newbie to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.